Hey guys, today we're going to talk about how to get an agent. I get a lot of questions on Instagram and Facebook about how I've gotten to my success and how I've gotten an agent. And it's kind of a complex thing. There's different ways to get an agent. Sometimes you can be scouted, whether it's online on Instagram or Facebook. Sometimes people will scout at events or out on the street, depending on what city you live in. And sometimes you have to submit yourself. The scouting is not something to bank on because obviously if you want to be proactive with your career, you have to go out there and put yourself out there. But if you are scouted, that's awesome, and it makes it a little bit easier because then you kind of have your foot in the door a tiny bit. In order to get an agent outside of being scouted, you do have to submit or go to open calls. Lots of agencies have open calls listed on their website, and also put that information in terms of what they want for submissions on their website. So you can digitally submit through some agencies. Most of them do allow that now. If you're trying to be an actor, you can also submit that same way, but some agencies still actually require that you send in a physical resume and headshot through the mail. It's not as common anymore as people are trying to save time on looking through them. It's really hard to look through submissions when you're getting them from all the different places, and it does take time. So doing your research and finding an agency that fits your needs, whether you're going into fashion or commercial work, or you're going to do parts modeling, or if you're going to be a trade show modeling, there's all sorts of different sectors and subgroups of modeling. So deciding or figuring out what kind of modeling is going to be the best for you, and following up with those things. There's a big rule of thumb whenever you are submitting, and wait 6 months between each submission. Sometimes agencies are only looking for a specific kind of talent at the specific time. So if you're submitting in January and they can't use you at that time, they may not be interested. But that doesn't mean that in 6 months there might not be a new casting director who might be interested in you. So keep submitting every 6 months until you find someone. And don't leave out the smaller boutique talent agencies. Just because they don't have a big name that's as recognizable doesn't necessarily mean that they can't get you work. I do really well with smaller agencies, as I feel it's a little bit more personalized and I keep myself busy. So there's going to be something for everyone if that's what you're looking for. Another thing I want to touch on, and a big rule of thumb, is don't spend a lot of money. And what I mean is, if an agency is asking you to pay them right then and there to sign you, run away. Run far, far, far away. It's totally not kosher or cool to ask for money. Agencies make money off of you when you book work. So when you make money, they make money, not the other way around. They don't make money because you're paying them. It's not a pay-to-play game. There are a lot of scam artists out there, a lot of designers and agencies and modeling schools that want to take advantage of people who want to have a big dream of being a model. And so they ask, oh, just pay this $9.99 or $1,500 and take this 6-month course of modeling classes and all of this stuff, and then we'll get you an agent. And then none of that is necessary. You don't need training. Modeling is something that you learn. It's a skill that you learn on the job, and it's something that you do over time. A modeling agency, if you are a new model and become in a development or on the development board of an agency, they're going to train you and they're going to give you all of the tools that you need to be a successful model. And if you're not given those tools, you can ask for those tools, or look online and look at resources, follow some people that you look up to, or reach out to models that you look up to and get advice. That is going to be almost free or next to nothing. So those people are going to be more valuable than someone like a modeling school or whoever is asking you to pay them in order to be featured in their runway show or something. Those things, although seem very fun, are not necessarily going to help elevate your career. So keep an eye out for those things. Another thing with agencies is, don't get discouraged. Sometimes an agency just isn't interested in you, and there's so many variables that are factoring that, but sometimes you just have to keep trying and keep working at it. There was a certain point in my career where I wasn't working at all because I was at an in-between phase. I was too young looking to do a certain like misses, and then I was too old looking to do like juniors and like teens. So I didn't really work, and I kind of took a little step back from it, and I didn't focus on it as a career. And then I got a little older, and I fit this little bracket of work that like commercial work in the Midwest that really opened up a new career path for me as a model. So I became more successful as a model in my 20s than I was when I was in my late teens. So don't get discouraged. Keep submitting and keep doing your research. Educate yourself as much as you can. Watch YouTube videos, look at magazines, and pay attention to what other models are doing. It's a wonderful thing about the internet. It's Instagram and Facebook allow you to really look into the lives of other models and see what they're up to. And it's important to remember that a lot of those people who have tens of thousands of followers on those pages have gotten to that point because they are a signed agency model, and that is a small proportion of the world of modeling, and there are other opportunities out there for all shapes and sizes, honestly, with real modeling being a really important thing. They want real people in print ads, so it's really cool. I really encourage people who are photogenic and do enjoy being in front of the camera to at least try, if it's something that you do want to try. Know that it's not necessarily going to be a full-time job solution for you, but there are opportunities there, and it is possible to make some pretty good money doing modeling at really any age, and honestly at any type of genre. So yeah, do your research. If you have any questions, please just connect with me. I'm going to put a little link in below just to give you some options for directories of what to look for in every country. Well, as much as possible. Edit that. I appreciate you watching my video. I'm going to put some links below just for some resources for new models. And it doesn't matter what country you're in, look at agencies in the closest large city near you and just start from there. Look at the directories, look at reviews, ask around if you can, and go get them. Have a good day.